Okay, so in this video we will remove, clean and refit the crankset. This is for a Hollowtech 2. They're pretty much all the same. These are just the tools you'll need. So you'll need some grease, you'll need a torque wrench that'll go up to 14 Newton meters, and a 5mm Allen key, and this preload tool here. So let's get started. First of all, what I'm going to do is remove the chain. You can either just unhook your chain off your small chain ring and wrap it around your bottom bracket, or in my case I've just got a link here. I'm going to take that out and remove the chain altogether. Okay, so now round to taking your left hand crank arm off, or in my case it's a Stages power meter. So removing that's exactly the same. So now you'll need your 5mm Allen key, and again you undo these just a turn at a time, quarter of a turn or half a turn at a time. Okay, do not undo one completely, or else you'll put too much tension on it. Now we need the pre-tension tool. So what we'll do first is there's a little clip in there. We'll just take the little clip out, and there's the little clip. Okay, we need your preload tool, which is this. Just pop it in there, and this should just be hand tied. Okay, so that's all it took, nothing major. You don't wrench it on when you're tying it up. It's not done up with a spanner, it's just by hand. Okay, and then we take this out, and then it's just a matter of pulling your arm off. Okay, you might need to give it a little tap here and there, but this one should just pop straight off. Okay, so there it is. Okay, so now we've got the left hand crank arm off, and now it's just literally this one just pulls out. Okay, so just give it a little nudge, and that is it. Okay, so what I do is I just give everything a good clean before I reassemble it. You'll see all this dirt and junk and that around the outer housing there of your bottom bracket. Okay, so you can now, we're on the other side now, the left hand side, and again you can see all this grit. So you may as well give all this a good clean up. A rag there, let's get all the old grease off. Make sure these faces here are nice and clean as well. This is your left hand crank arm. Again you can see all this built up dirt and that all around here. You really want to get all that off, you see. There you go. Okay, so now we are happy with our cleanup. So all the housings both sides have been cleaned, and all your components. Okay, so now it's time to put some grease on. Okay, now the ones you want, you need a bit of grease around this lip here, and it's best to put a bit of grease on the ends of these threads on the bolts there, and then some grease around the end of this one here. Okay, so we'll put that on now, push it around, and this will just help these threads not to rust up once you've locked it all up. Okay, the top of this. Okay, again it's just to keep the moisture out of this one. Okay, so now ready to put the right hand side on first, so the main part. Make sure everything's cleaned. Just literally push it through. Now if you've got your chain hanging around your bracket, make sure it's still around the bracket. I've taken mine off, so I'll put it on later, but this literally just pushes through and then seals up against there. Okay, and now for the other side. Now just remember, don't just plonk it on here, else you're going to have two cranks arms going the same way. Okay, so you need to, this one will be dropped to the bottom, so this one you want to just pop on there. Get it in, there you go. Right, now that is pretty much that back on. Okay, so now we'll put the preload bolt back in, and for that you're going to need your little tool again. Okay, so this one is just pop that in and get it started, and don't forget it will turn easily. You should be able to look, there's no pressure whatsoever. If you can't turn that easily, it's cross-threaded. Okay, so we do the preload up, we pop that in there, just do it up by hand, no tools on this. Important you don't use any tools here. That's about it there. So that's pretty much it. And then just back it off just a fraction. Okay? And that is literally it. Okay, so now it's time to put the little clip back in there. And that will just go this way around. It'll just slot in. Okay, now time to put the bolts back in. So this one here with the washer on goes in the one closest to the body. Again, if you can't do these up easily, then it's cross-threaded, so you don't continue, you undo them, okay? Then you get the other one and pop it in that side and just do that up. See, it's turning nice and easily. Always got to be turning nice and easily. Just make sure the clip's pushed down. Okay, so here is your torque wrench. Got the 5mm socket in there, and you'll see here there's the little gauge, and mine is set to 14 Newton meters. Okay, on the Stages power meter one here it says between 12 and 14. Have a look on the side of your left arm crank, it will generally tell you what the setting is. If it doesn't, you're going to be safe to go to at least 12. Okay, so now again it's just a quarter turn each one. You don't go mental with it. This is the important part. That's clicked, so that's now at 14 Newton meters. And we'll just check the other one, and that's it. Okay, so that is it, tight and all done up. So if you want to just check them again, you can do. You just, it'll click again, it won't go past 14. There. Okay, there we go, as easy as that. That was removing, cleaning and replacing the crankset. Mine was a Stages power meter. If you haven't got one on, it'll be exactly the same principle, no difference. Just be careful with tightening them up, make sure you use a torque wrench. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and got any questions or comments, post them down below.